Thank you guys so much for being patient with us. We've got a whole movie studio set up here in the Mucky Duck. I've never seen the Mucky Duck this way, but it's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We're gonna continue to play some more songs for you. This one is about being too foreign for here, too foreign for home, and never enough for both. It's called Uchellino, which means little bird in Italian.
Yellow line that runs straight through the highway in a land that isn't mine. And my mama told me, figlia mia, this is where you ought to stay. Queste strade con loro la strigate. Said hi da di da di da di da, hi da di da di da di da. I grew up along the lines that separate the seas, and I waved to children on the street as they called out to me. And they spoke of the ancient maps of all of Lady Lindy's paths. They led to somewhere she traversed alone. She was searching to never find a home. Hi da di da di da di da, hi da di da di da di da. Set me free. She said chi si volta, chi si gira, sempre a casa va a finire. O ti canca, take your heart and leave. Quelle strade dure, oh how they deceive. Hi da di da di da di da, hi da di da di da di da. Oh Uchellino, call me Uchellino, 'cause it means per sempre till the day I fly away. Uchellino, vola col destino, eppure falli d'amore fino al giorno che morirà. I said I da di da di da di da, oh I da di da di da di da. Tra le nuvole e tra le stelle io sono nata. Tra i pianeti somewhere nell'universo io sono nata. Quella americana, quella che è gitana, quella che è partigiana. Sera ra 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 di ra 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 ra. Sera ra 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 di ra 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 di ra 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 They call me le folle d'amore fino al giorno che morirà. La di da di da da di da di da di da. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, we are Amanda Pascali and the family. I am Amanda Pascali. This is James Kesley Richardson here on the upright bass, and Addison Freeman on the violin, but now he's switching to the mandolin, and later on you'll see him switch to the cello. Huge shout out to Rusty at the Mucky Duck, and also to Juan, our sound guy, for making us sound good. So we play a type of music that we like to call immigrant American folk. That is music that's not really authentically Eastern European, not really authentically Italian, even though some of the words are in Italian, and definitely doesn't sound like traditional American folk music, but it's somewhere in between, and it's foreign wherever it goes, you know? It's authentic immigrant music. It's always coming from somewhere else. It's on a journey. Here's a little love song in half English, half Italian called Hey Amorino. One, two, 1, 2. You don't want me. You can be anything you want to be, my love. My love. Meraviglioso sogno d'oro, cuore mio che è prezioso, viaggiatore, sognatore, walk across the world as you sing a little story. And even if you have decided that you don't want me, you can be anything you want to be, my love. It's not too late to sit and wonder why. Questions that consume your mind. There are some who will search and will never find. So hey, amorino, hey, tesoro, tell me, won't you, baby, will you love me tomorrow? Oh, my love, I'm dreaming of giving you the sky with the stars I borrow. And even if you decided you want to jump on a plane to Sicily, well, no, forever you can always count You can be anything you want to be, my love. Anything you want to be, my love. Once more. Anything you want to be, my
Thank you guys so much. If you like places like the Mucky Duck, independent venues, family-owned businesses, support those businesses, because just like us musicians, they're having a pretty hard time right now during the pandemic. And if you're feeling generous, you can go on the Mucky Duck website and you can buy a meal for a frontline worker. And in doing that, you're supporting frontline workers at the same time as supporting the Mucky Duck. Because it would be a shame to not have these places whenever, if ever, we come out of the pandemic. So support indie venues, support indie musicians like us, and yeah, maybe we can all see each other on the other side. Here's another one for you.
If I could travel to the stars, I'd blast off and take you where they are. Oh, all the places that we'll go. Oh, all the places that we'll go. My heart is soaring through the sky. Darling, you and I. Between what's said and what is done, flow the rapids of a storm that's just begun. But I can't stop the ocean. No, I know I cannot stop the ocean. So I'll sail it just for you. Oh, you know it's true. Oh, sadder than sad. Your voice is like the deep blue sea, so sad and sad. Catch your breath and soar with me, 'cause I think I know how to fly. Do 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 do.
Thank you guys so much. I don't know if when you guys were little, if you ever played with 2 tin cans, connected them with a wire, and pretended that you had a telephone. This song is about that. So my dad grew up in communist Romania, and if you got on the phone back then, the government was listening to everything that you said. So for them, it kind of took on a different meaning, because if you got with your friends and you connected 2 tin cans with a wire, it meant that whatever you said to your friend, no one else could hear but you two. And so I wanted to write a playful song about that kind of wonder that you feel when you're a little kid and you discover something, but at the same time about using that to rebel against the government. So with that, the song is called 2 Tin Cans.
2 tin cans joined together by a wire. Speak to me softly, every breath respired. Dreams of escaping secretly. Please say you'll come with me. 100 miles to the shining sun. When we reach it, life is just begun. If I love you and you love me, please say you'll come with me. I've been told the guards of gold would ring me on the phone, so I stay near 2 cans, my dear, to hear liberty speaking to me. Candles and lanterns when the power's out. No one to hear us whispering about. Speak to me softly, Victory. Someday when we are free, I wanna know it. Someday when we are free, oh, say you'll come with me.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's really a pleasure for us to be here. We had a European tour planned before the pandemic, and then we had to cancel it. So being able to do things like this right now really just kind of brighten our whole week when we're able to. So thank you guys so much for being our audience. I'm going to give these guys a break for a second and play a solo song. It's one of the first songs that I ever wrote. It's a very introspective song. It's very special to me. This song is about thinking about, how your life would have changed if you would have made a different decision, if you would have taken a different path. It's about thinking about all the different versions of yourself that could possibly exist if you would have done something different, said something different, if you would have been born somewhere else, had different parents. And it's about thinking about all of that and then at the end of the day, feeling lucky for where you are right now and wanting to be the best version of yourself that could ever exist. It's a song called Mihaela, Mihaela.
the train to an office in the city where I asked the name of a man. They said that doesn't exist. I'd been searching so long for something non-existent. Well, does anyone really exist? Or believe it? If it wasn't you, if it wasn't you, who would I be? Oh, who would I be? In an old love letter she wrote him, you are the one I love. Yes, you are the one I love. You are the one I love. Yes, you are the one I love. Oh, sincerely, Mihaela, if it wasn't you, Mihaela, if it wasn't true, then who would I be? Tell me, who would I be? Who would I be?
Thank you guys so much. I'm going to bring these guys back. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are really stoked to be here right now. And we've got a few more songs for you. Thanks also to the entire crew here at the Monkey Duck that spent hours working on placing the lighting and placing the cameras to make us feel like movie stars right now. It's really a great feeling. If you like us, you can support us. There should be a Venmo link and a PayPal link somewhere in the description of the video where you can support us. Also, don't forget to support the Mucky Duck because we love indie venues and we want them to be here even after the pandemic. I write a lot of songs about the sun and the light, and the sun as a metaphor for our hope, what keeps us going as humans, what keeps us, wanting to survive. And I think about this time 1 year ago, I was in a small Arctic island close to the North Pole, and I was there at the very top of the world with a bunch of Swedes and Finns, people from Portugal, people from Hong Kong, and we were all up there to study permafrost. And while we were up there, it was just the strangest place to be together with people from all over the world. And what were we searching for? We were searching for that light. And if you know about geography, you know that in the Arctic, during the summer, there is 24 hours of constant daylight, no nighttime whatsoever, just constant daylight all the time. And isn't that what we were searching for? We were searching for that light, that hope. We were chasing our dreams. As a little girl, I loved to look at maps and look at the distances between places, and I had this dream of visiting the isolated corners of the world and meeting people from all over the world and knowing their cultures and the way that they live. And I ended up there with a bunch of people who wanted the same thing, because we were all chasing our own everlasting daylight. So here's another song about that, about chasing that light. It's about sunflowers and how you notice that they turn to face the sun, they turn to face the light, and they huddle together and they're all searching for that hope, kind of like humans do. So one by one, they all turn to face the sun, and that's what this song is about.
Way down, the grapes grow on a vine which climbs way down to a house where lives my old aunt, and a window where she watches the flowers as they turn towards the sun. Where do they end, and where have they begun? One by one, oh, one by one, one by one. Dad got up and left when he was 18. A pocket knife and bread, and he said, maybe I'll start a family in this new country if they choose to welcome me. Piece by piece we'll build a house to face the sun. One by one, oh, one by one, oh, one by one. There is a field where the soldier, the worker, and the dreamer all converge. She carries a bag on her back, like the bags on her eyes. 100 years of goodbyes passed down. Way down, oh dear, Maria mi ha detto un bel giorno, ti giuro scapperò perché famiglia è la patria del cuore, and there's a world out there that waits for something more. She, like others, had to leave so they could come. One by one, oh, one by one, one by one. Chi non va poi non vede, chi non vede poi non sa, e chissà quando questo finirà. Chi lo sa, chi lo sa, chi lo sa. Seekers do their seeking in the everlasting sun. One by one, one by one, one by one.
Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. I am Amanda Pascali, and I am standing next to these two extremely talented guys. I've got James Kesley Richardson to the left of me on upright bass. I met him in math class a few years ago, and we became friends. And then just recently he started playing in our band with us, and I met Addison even before that at a folk music conference in Austin. And then we became friends, and we started playing together very quickly after that. And I think that one thing that really helps me during quarantine and during the pandemic is whenever I feel sad about not being able to play live shows and not being able to travel, I pick something that's important to me that I feel thankful for, and I reflect on that. And one thing that I've realized while playing with these guys is how much I love them and how thankful I am to be playing with them, because they are so talented, and on top of that, they're extremely great friends, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. So I feel really lucky. It's almost like they're family, and so that's why we call ourselves Amanda Pascali and the Family. This is a song off of a record that we released. It's our first full-length album. The song is called Over the Sea because I wrote it after I saw a documentary by Gianfranco Rosi about African migrants who die trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea. But in reality, it's a song about anybody who sets out on a journey, not truly knowing if they're ever going to make it to their destination, but being so desperate that they know it's better from where they're coming from. So yeah, over the sea.
If I were the moon, I'd tug at the sea to draw the land piece by piece closer to me, closer to me, closer to me. The land of the free lies just over the sea, closer to me. All I could be if I could survive in the land of the free. I'd paint me a sidewalk, paint me a skywalk, paint me a path of bright yellow white, bright burning light to lead us the way out of aching at last. Dee-dee-dee-dee, over the sea, the land of the free lies just over the sea, over the sea, over the sea, the land of a blissful liberty. Dear sister of mine, it feels like 1,000,000 years of time, just until we reach the island's teeming shores, where the ever sparkling seas begin to shine. We'll finally find, and the sun is a radiant green, white and red like the blood that through water of kyanite shed, and the salt-covered dreams now buried before the land, and the moment that I waited for. Lie, 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 over the sky, the land of the free lies just over the sky, over the sky, over the sky. We do what we must do so we can survive. Over the sky, the land of
If you guys like these songs, we do have a CD out. You can buy that CD by going to our website, which is basically just my name. It's amandapascali.com. And you can listen to our music, buy our CD, read more about us, contact us there. We are currently working on recording a new release, and we're going to play a couple of songs that are going to be on that new release, so very few people have actually heard them. This is one of those songs. So I mentioned earlier that we call our genre of music immigrant American folk. We play songs about immigrants, and I started out writing songs about my family's history and the story of that diaspora. I feel like when a lot of people talk about the stories of immigrants, they talk about the success stories, they talk about the self-made man, but very, very few people actually talk about the beginning portion of that journey, which is the hardest part when you come to the US with no money and no connections, and you just have to get a job and work hard until you can build pretty much a new life and a new identity. Both of my parents are immigrants, and when my dad came to the US, he kind of had to start from scratch. His citizenship was taken away from him in his home country. His passport was taken away from him. He had no identity whatsoever and had to build it all from scratch when he got here. But he didn't think that he was going to stay here for his whole life. In fact, he only thought that this was going to be his temporary home, a place where he could make enough money to go to school and then make even more money and then return to Romania and say, I'm the guy that made it in America. I'm successful now after the revolution. But that plan was foiled when he met my mom and he fell in love with her. But that initial period of when he first came here, he started working in a refrigerator factory, and times were really tough. That was when he thought that America was his temporary home. And this is a song that I wrote comparing 1980s Brooklyn to Dante's description of Inferno, or hell, because that's really what it feels like to many people who come here with nothing. This is temporary home.
Everybody says that anything can happen. He said, I haven't seen the sun, and just as soon as I have made it, I swear I'm going home. I swear I'm going home. Every morning since he donned a uniform and boots just like he did at home, and the factory in shades of muted black and white and blue, no color TV home, no color TV home. Temporary empty room, temporary telephone, temporary concrete ceiling, temporary home. Ooh, ooh, He spoke about a man who worked the sickle with his hand and a voice that roared like thunder. He said the journey to the golden ground is just along the path down 7 levels under. Oh, temporary empty room, temporary sleep alone, temporary wings to fly to a temporary home. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Thank you guys again so much for tuning in, and thanks for the Mucky Duck for letting us play up here on this awesome stage with these awesome lights and a whole crew here working on our live stream. So thank you guys at home for tuning in. It's awesome to be able to play for you guys. We've got a couple more songs for you. Actually, we're gonna play another new one and then an older one from our album that we have out there for sale. A couple of years ago, I met a kind of toxic person in my life. I'm 22 right now, but I think actually it was more than a couple of years ago. But when I was a teenager, I think many teenage girls kind of have a story like this. I met someone that was kind of toxic and made me doubt myself a lot. Kind of made me turn against myself. And a lot of young girls have a problem with this, but I decided to write a song about it because after that I went to college and I took a couple of philosophy classes, and I learned the entire logic behind someone who is a colonist. So the colonist comes to a new country, and to divert the attention away from themselves, the perpetrators, they often try to pit the natives against each other. So that way the natives or the indigenous people don't believe that there is actually a perpetrator there, but instead they're busy fighting with each other. And that's essentially what happened to me. I was turned against myself, and only later on did I realize my own self-worth. And so this is a song called The Colonist Tango, but it's actually not really about a colonist at all. It's about a person from my life that I think many people know him. I know him, but I think many people also know him. And this is a tango song. Call it The Colonist Tango.
Questo lo so, mi hai pensato e come scoperta ero una specie di essere selvatico e ora colonizzatore. Cosa hai trovato in questa terra proibita? Cosa hai trovato in questa terra mia? promise to keep, and I am not your discovery. Lie, lie, la, 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 lie, 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 la, lie, lie, la, da, 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 ra, da, 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 da. Then all I had once you tricked me into your desire. You used your lips and hands to build a burning fire, and higher, higher till you burned me chasing pleasure. Ingrained inside my mind a man with stolen treasure, forever in eternity. In eternity. In
Thank you guys so much. We've got one more song for you. Remember to support the Mucky Duck. Go on their website, and if you're feeling generous, go ahead and buy a meal for a frontline worker, because when you do that, you're supporting the workers and also supporting the Mucky Duck. Also, if you're feeling generous, we've got a Venmo and a PayPal link there in the description of the video. So if you like us, you want to support us, and you want to support the recording of our new album, go hit those links. But we do have an old album out, and you can find that on our website, amandapascali.com. These guys are Addison Freeman and James Kesley Richardson. I'm Amanda Pascali, and we are Amanda Pascali and the family. I've recently filled my time during the pandemic with this weird sort of like digital humanitarian work. I teamed up with Paul Stuckey from the 1960s folk band Peter, Paul, and Mary, and together with him and his daughter, I put together a project where new immigrants and refugees can learn English through music. So I've been doing these online ESL lessons with music, trying to teach English, even though I'm not an English teacher, but knowing that I have had my own personal journey trying to figure out my national identity. Am I American? Am I foreign? I'm the daughter of two immigrants, one of which is a refugee. Like, where do I fit into this big, wide world that I live in? And when I was growing up, I listened to a lot of music, and that gave me confidence with the way that I talk, the way that I write, the way that I sing. And if music did that for me, maybe it can do the same thing for other people. So I really believe in the power of music and the power that it has to change the world. And the song we're about to play next is exactly about that. It's a song about love, but it's also a song about revolution. It's a song about how the power of love and art can change the world. It's called Letters from the Black Sea.
I'll think of you in the train, asleep at the window, my head on my backpack. I starts with you and me. You and me. Tonight, meet me by the seaside, wearing that sweater, the one with the red star on the left shoulder. And we don't have to tell anyone. From America to the Black Sea Revolution. From America to the Black Sea Revolution. Starts with you and me. You and me.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks to the Mucky Duck. We are Amanda, Pascali, and the family.